Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? What's going on in here? Welcome once again. Yeah, I'm here to the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live right now as we speak on Podbean, on the Spotlight Sports Network page, both Facebook and YouTube, on the Big Time Show page. What is going on, everybody? It's on Twitch, it's on Twitter Live, it's on the Sports Empire page, network page. It is going on in here. Listen, before we get started, why don't you guys share, if you don't mind, this podcast to whoever you may think is a Cowboy fan, or even send it to the haters. Send it to them too, because you know how they are. They mounting up, you know what I'm saying? They mad because we won last week. You know how it go. They're mad, and now they changed pom poms. Now there's a big order that New York Giant pom poms have been ordered. It's come from the haters, y'all. That's where it come from. A lot of the haters have joined in. They can't stand it, so they're getting ready for it. Listen, go ahead and share this. I don't know why I cannot share my stuff right now. I don't know why, but I'm seeing something that I haven't seen before. So I'm leaning on some of you guys to share this, if you don't mind. Share this to some of your cowboy groups that you're in. If you don't mind, if you'll do that for your boy, I don't know what is going on here. But I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. I may have figured it out. I don't know. But if you don't mind, do that real quick while I try to figure some of this stuff out. How y'all feeling? We got a there it is. All right, now. All right. Let me do all this. People are late, but I'm gonna do that. How y'all feeling? Cause I don't know how y'all feeling about it, but it's a huge game coming up Monday night. Huge game that's coming up this Monday night with us. Is more, yes, it's big because it's a rivalry game, no doubt. But because of where we are and where the Giants are at the time, them being in first place, they're undefeated, 2-0. The Cowboys are 1-1. Obviously, this is a big game because you do not want to go down 2 games behind. You don't want to do that. It's very big for the Cowboys. Plus, if they win, they obviously would be at least in first place with the Giants. But because we beat them head to head, we would be considered better than them at the time. So it is a huge game Monday night, and it is, as it always is when we start talking about the NFC East. There aren't too many games that are blowouts because the teams know each other so well. This may have a little bit of a slight change because we're learning a new coach with the Giants. So the system that we're used to with the Giants, you could throw that in the garbage can. It's a total new system. They have a real good coach, young coach there. And he brings it's not the regular Giant offense, at least they, as far as how they run plays. It's a little bit different this year. But one thing about him, he has a book on him because he's been a coordinator before, so it's not hard to figure out what he likes to do and how he does it. All you have to do is go back and look at the tape. So they've been, according to what Coach McCarthy said earlier this week, if you listen to um, one of his press conferences, that question was asked about how do you learn a new guy, and what he said, they've been doing that ever since training camp. as far as the Giants were concerned. They've been studying the coaches, the way he does things and how he does. So it's not really a surprise for them. So we'll find out tomorrow. I'm still sharing. Forgive me. I'm going to get into it in just a second. I'm going to come into the comments that are there in just a minute. Trying to share this as many people as we can. You guys see the ticker going there. Those are ways that you can support the podcast other than sharing. You can see that if you're not following me on one of those pages that you see, you ought to do that, especially the YouTube channel, the Big Time Show. I'm live right there right now. Why don't some of you go and subscribe to it and just watch me there? It's only going to take you a second to get over there and check me out. All right, I'm done. Let's see who in the house. Let's see who's in the house. Let's see who's in the house. Let's go to Podbean first. Smoke, my guy. Saturday Night Smoke. What's up with you, brother? I see you, man. What's going on? See you in the house. Smoke, I didn't even know you was a Eagle fan. You've been on this hanging with me for a while now on Podbean. I think you're an Eagle fan. So I ain't gonna say nothing bad to you because you've been hanging with me, and you're an Eagle fan. But oh God! But anyway, what's up, Philly Sports Talk Pad? I got all the Eagle fans in here. Wow, JD, what's up, man? JD said the defense is carrying us. Yeah, Joe, my man Joe over there in Italy, what's going on? Yeah, man. Philly, I stay cowboyed up now. I got stuff now. Y'all know that. He said, I saw that Parsons, Joe said, it's questionable what's wrong with him. Nothing. He had a cold earlier this week. He just didn't practice. That's all. He'll be fine. Appreciate you, Joe, for sharing on YouTube and Facebook. Let's go ahead and get into it real quick. I won't be with you long because I have to get ready because my nephew is playing today. The University of Vanderbilt is playing Alabama today. Now I already know what some of y'all gonna say because some of y'all gonna say I feel sorry for your nephew. I don't know that. I don't know. The game still got to be played. I know they playing in Alabama. I get it. I know it's the almighty Alabama. I know. But my nephew playing today, Devin Body Jr. I believe they play here in Memphis time, 6:30 this afternoon. So obviously, for better or for worse, I'll be watching it momentarily, getting ready to watch my nephew play. Hope he gets a few catches. He's a wide receiver for Vanderbilt. Hey, Lee Harrison, what's up, man? I see you popping in here. What's going on? Hopefully he will get a couple passes today, and hopefully, hey, why not? Let him score a touchdown today. How about that? Oh, that would be great for me. Y'all hold me for a second. I got to plug this up. Let's talk about tomorrow. I got a feeling, y'all, that I'm going to be saying the same old things every week. It really is. And it's going to be the same results, but I'm going to get into what JD was talking about our defense. I'm saying that because I'm convinced. I've been convinced. I've been trying to tell everybody about Kellen Moore, and it seems that everybody kind of understanding it. Sometimes heads are a little hard, and you got to figure out. You see, we played a pretty good game last week. We set the tone by running the football. We did that. I give Kellen Moore 100% credit. Ezekiel Elliott had 12 carries in the first half last week. 12. That's usually what he be getting during the whole game, somewhere in that area. 12 carries. Pollard ran as well, but Ezekiel Elliott had 12 carries in the first half last week. And you would figure that by the end of the game, there's a good possibility that Zeke Elliott will at least have between 22 and 24 carries. That's what you're thinking. I mean, you got it, and we were in the lead coming out of halftime. And to make a long story short, Ezekiel Elliott, who had 12 carries in the first half last week, only had 15 carries for the whole game. So wait a minute. Kellen Moore gave the ball to Ezekiel Elliott in the second half last week only 3 times. And you would be thinking that, oh my God, Cowboys must be down. No, we weren't down at all. We were winning. We never had to climb uphill. Cincinnati had to tie us up. And so it only made sense if the run game was working like that. Then Ezekiel Elliott most certainly was supposed to have way more than 15 carries in a game. But because we are leaning on Kellen Moore and we know how he is, are you really surprised that Ezekiel Elliott only had 15 carries? And it is really a shame because Cooper Rush had 31 passes. 31. His first game starting this year. He had 31 passes. So once again, Kellen Moore, even though we won the game, he's still the same Kellen Moore. And if it was not, as JD said earlier, for this defense that has the ability to cover up mistakes, cover up bad coaching, cover up bad schemes, because they're so loaded on defense, in particular, Micah Parsons, who is a serious problem. He is a serious problem for offenses because either he's taking up double teams and getting somebody else free, or if you're singling up on him, he's going to destroy whoever it is that's in front of him. He is a game wrecker. He is a problem. He is really a difference maker. So he has the type of talent that can make up for mistakes that the coaching staff may have. That's how good he is. That's how I'm talking about a serious bona fide problem. And if you go on one with him, he's gonna get at least, right now you're getting 2 sacks per game. But he's gonna get at least one. He's that game changing. He's that he's that big of a problem. What's up, Henry DeMore? I see you in there. What's up, Henry DeMore? Gary, what's going on? Appreciate you popping in. So this guy makes up. What's up, man? I'm coming. I'm coming, Gary. I'm coming, man. I'm about to answer your question. I was getting to that. They have the ability with Armstrong, with Parsons, and quiet is kept, y'all. Let me tell y'all who do not have the stats, but is having a hell of a year, and that is DeMarcus Lawrence. You have to watch the film to see this because he doesn't have the stats, but my God, is he playing? I mean, he is causing problems himself, whether you know it or not. And you have to see the film, really, to see how well he's playing the run as well. DeMarcus Lawrence is seems like he's healthy, and he was right in his interview when he said that they're doubling him. That's why you see Micah singling up on guys. They are doubling him. I was kind of like, wow, it don't make sense to me. Why won't you double Parsons and take your chances on D Law and everybody else? But D Law was right. They doubling him. You have to see the film to watch this. And so he's playing lights out. Now, let's get into I have a problem, as I said, because Kellen Moore will not change. I'm gonna say it one more time. Zeke Elliott only had 15 carries last week. That's not gonna get it done. We won the game, but that's not how it's going. That's not the way we need to do it. Cooper Rush threw the ball 31 times last week. I think it's going to increase. I told you, I don't believe in Kellen Moore at all. I don't believe in him. I believe he's pass happy as he's shown before, and I believe he's going to do the same thing again in New York this Monday night. I believe that. I have no reason to doubt that. He just he is what he is. He's pass happy. And so what you're hoping for, that between Ezekiel and Tony Pollard, they're kind of like last week when Pollard busted that gigantic run that he had. That's what you're hoping for. That between the two, if they both carry the ball somewhere around, I bet that last week they got 28 carries. I think the Cowboys had 29 total, but we don't even count Cooper Rush's little scramble. That was running for your life type thing. That was for one carry for 2 yards. So that's 28 really carries between the two. What you're hoping for is somewhere in that 28, there's somebody going to bust one. That's what happened. Pollard busted one, and there it is. So that's what it's going to have to take, because the chances, like I said, please tell me the last time Ezekiel Elliott carried the ball 20 times in a game. I mean, come on, y'all. It should have been last week. He had 12 at halftime. It should have been last week. He still can't get to 20. That's Kellen Moore's fault. So I believe that's going to happen again. I believe that's going to happen again. I believe Cooper Rush is going to throw the ball even more than 31 times this week. And he ain't bad, but that's not the way you want to win. I just know Kellen Moore. And I believe that's exactly what's going to happen. However, here's where the game is. Here's the game. It's the same as last week. It's all depending on who run the ball the best. I know it sounds redundant, but I'm serious. This is what it's all about. Because the Giants, let me look it up right here. Let me tell y'all what's going on here. The Giants are the Cowboys and the Giants. The Giants are ahead of the Cowboys. Let me see. 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 20. The Giants are 21st in offense. The Cowboys are 21, 25th. The Cowboys are 25th in offense. The Giants are 21st. That's at the lower part of the totem pole. So neither offense is daunting at all. However, on defense, the Cowboys are ranked 6 total. They're ranked 6 in the league total. And the Giants are ranked 13th. They're ranked 6 overall. The defense is, and the Giants are ranked 13th. So it's obvious what's going on here. The Giants and the Cowboys, at least right now, are known as defensive football teams. So the question is, okay, if they're lower in offense, if they're not really passing the ball, Saquon Barkley is healthy, Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard are healthy. Who gonna run the ball the best? That's who gonna win the game. If we don't bottle up Saquon Barkley, we might be in a little trouble. If they don't bottle up Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, well, but you got to throw the caveat. If Kellen Moore does not call running plays, then we're going to be in a little trouble. I mean, look, I'm still looking at the defensive stats. I mean, this is incredible. The Cowboys in points per game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Cowboys are 9th in points per game, which is 18 points a game, and the Giants are ranked 10th at 18 points a game. They're tied. They're essentially tied 9th in the league in defense. for points per game. The defense are allowing only 18 points a game. You're gonna win a lot of football games. You holding teams to under 20 points a game. I mean, come on now. You're gonna win a whole lot of football games. Case in point, the Giants are 2-0. Cowboys are 1-0. I mean 1-1. I'm sorry. Your defense, if you're in today's game, if you can hold your team or your opponent to under 20 points a game, you're doing something. And the eye test tell you everything you need to know. The Cowboys defense is legit. It's only going to get better. Micah Parsons is crazy. Crazy player. Key in the building just showed up, and there it is. There's a promo there. If you want to go to SeatGeek, simply go to SeatGeek, and you can go to whatever event in whatever state that you're in now. Buy tickets there. Use the Spotlight Sports Network code, as you can see there, and just help us out here. It's real simple. Also, as well, for all you guys, you definitely need to do this. Fanatics, you can go get everything: gloves, t-shirts, jerseys, hats, whatever you want to go. You can go to Fanatics there. You can see that link there. All you have to do is go there and order your favorite teams and go and watch there. Do it right now. So, again, the Cowboys defense and the Giants defense are going to be on full spotlight on Monday night. It's just that simple. I have no question in my mind that our defense is going to light up Daniel Jones. However, I will say this. With the new coach, if you have watched the Giants, Daniel Jones is getting the ball out quick now. I'm talking about quick. Real quick. He's not sitting back there patting the ball like he used to and all that kind of. He still, he still would give you the ball. He still will throw picks. He still does not see the field well. But he got Saquon now. And as long as Saquon is healthy, he's going to play better than what he really is. So, I guess to answer your question, Gary, how are we going to stop him? It's about the rotation. How the guys are going to be fresh. The long drives will kill us this week because, as you can see, let me put Gary's comment up. He said that they average 31 rush attempts a game. You run the ball 31 times, your defense probably going to be tired. And so our job is try to get them off the field as quick as possible. I ain't worried about Daniel Jones. I never have been. I'm not worried about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, he just trust me. If they had choices, they would substitute. I mean, they get Daniel out of there real quick. So I'm not scared of him at all. I would think that we're gonna get some picks this week. I really believe that because I think we're gonna bottle up Saquon pretty good. We got to get them off the field rather quickly. We don't need long drives. Is really what they want, and I believe that we just have to make it happen that way. Okay, Smoke, you still here? I'm sorry, I'm just about coming to your comment. He said, "I was born in Dallas. I don't get why born in Dallas. What happened to you, Smoke? How in the world you turned to an Eagle fan? Good Lord, how?" Uh-huh. So we have to get everything done on the running game. Michael Parsons is the truth. He's going to cause a problem, as always. Michael Parsons is going to be motivated. Even I don't know if you guys have heard, but Lawrence Taylor is going to be in the stands. Of course, he's a giant, all-time great, and all that kind of stuff. But uh, Lawrence Taylor is there to see Michael Parsons play also. And he made it clear Michael Parsons got the word. Please understand, Michael Parsons is going to try to put on a show. Oh, it's no doubt about it. He's going to try to put on a show this Monday night. So a motivated Michael Parsons is a dangerous problem for Daniel Jones. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Parsons has 3 sacks this Monday night. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I believe he is going to put on a show this week. Now, does that mean a win? I don't know because, again, it's kind of hard to predict the Cowboys right now because, Kellen Moore is he's just a problem to me. Things that you ought to do, he does not do them. And then when it's time to do the thing that he ought not to do, that's what he does. Such as these ridiculous sandlot plays when you get 5 yards of pop running the ball, come back on second down, you run the ball, and then you get 1 first down. Then on first down on the very next play, you come back and try to run a double reverse. Why are you doing that? Why? He can't help himself. Kellen Moore can't help himself. I'm convinced of it. I don't like it. I can't stand it. Lee Harrison said that Michael Gallup is coming back. I've heard that as well, but he'll be on a pitch count if he does come back. We haven't seen what he looked like. We heard we just haven't seen it. So I don't know what to expect from Michael Gallup. I don't know how 100% his knee is. I just, it might help. It might help, but we don't really want to find that out. To be honest with you, I hope Michael Gallup come back on to catch 1 ball. I need Ezekiel Elliott to get the ball at least 25 times. Man. I know it's asking for a miracle from Kellen Moore, but that's what needs to happen. I need Pollard to touch the ball somewhere between 12 to 16, 17 times a game. I know that's too much to ask, but that's what needs to be done because the way that we're playing defense right now, I really believe that we got a chance to really put a real problem on these guys on Monday night. Now, the Giants, their defense doesn't have big names, but they're solid. They play together. They don't make too many mistakes, and they're good. The Giants' defense is good, y'all. The Giants' defense is good. And then you throw in the rookie Thibodeau, who's coming back Monday night. The bright lights. I'm quite sure the young soldier will be ready to play this Monday. So the Giants they're not trash. They're not trash. They got a real good defense. They do have a real good defense. Offensively, they're challenged, but they sound just like us. It almost looked like a mirror image of the two teams. It really does. Both want to run the ball. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I would say both are gonna run the ball, but Kellen Moore don't want to run the ball. So the Giants do. And the defense is gonna have to both defenses are really what's gonna have to carry both teams. So it's gonna be interesting to see how well will they will they play. How well will the offenses play? Who's gonna make the few plays? Who's gonna make it? Cooper Rush is okay, it's solid, and I know he's gonna get a chance to throw the football. I know he is. Just hope that he, throws it to the right people, hold the guys and catch the ball and move on. It's just that simple. It's really a simple game this week. I'm serious. Joe say this game will come down to our field goal kicker. I wouldn't be surprised, just like last week. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised if it come down to just like last week, last second, one way or the other. I think the game gonna be close. I think it's gonna be a grind out football game. At least it should be. And whoever's running the best will probably win the football game. And that's what I figure because nobody's depending on Daniel Jones and Cooper Rush to lead the team to victory. Nobody. Now they may be forced during the game to carry a little bit, but nobody ain't coming into the game thinking we got to stop Cooper Rush. We have to stop Daniel Jones. No. Everybody's saying we have to stop Saquon Barkley. We have to stop Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard. That's the game plan. That's the game plan. Eddie Woods. I see him and Housley, two of my best friends on here. They 49er fans. Haters are in here. Say, will the Giants win the division? No, they will not. The Giants will not win the division. They will not. Sooner or later, the game is going to have to turn into the hands of Daniel Jones. You can only lean on Saquon only so long. I'm just, to be honest with you, not knocking the brother by no means, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm shocked Saquon done lasted this long so far. Y'all know he stay hurt. So, I mean, it's rare when Saquon done played 2 games in a row. So I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he's here. We'll see how well he does on Monday night. We'll see how well he does. I believe he's gonna get hit. I believe we're gonna bottle him up like we always do. He might sneak in one good play, but he ain't about to go crazy. Shane says, "What do you expect out of Gallup and Ferguson?" I don't expect much from Michael Gallup. Because I think, to be honest with you, I'm a little scared because I think he's, I understand the doctors have let him go, but I mean, is he really ready? I mean, it ain't been that long since he, tore his knee up. He's coming back rather quickly. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know how fast he is. He looks bigger. I've seen that. You know, I don't know what to expect. I don't expect much. I think he's gonna be on a pitch count anyway. So I don't think we can really just put a lot of stock on to Gallup starting off. As far as Ferguson goes, again, that lies in the hands of Kellen Moore. He hadn't utilized that really yet. He hadn't utilized the 2 tight ends set the way it could be used. Well, Jake would start catching balls as well. So if you're gonna have him in there, and if you're gonna pass it, you need to make them a weapon. He hadn't used that yet. Not to, at least not to, not the way that you could use it. Jake Ferguson hadn't really done anything. I tell you, what I can expect though, Shane, I expect Ferguson to be in on this blocking game. I believe that. They ran a whole lot out of 12 personnel last week. I don't see why they can't do it again, or at least try to do it again. So I'm expecting Ferguson to have a big point, a big part of that, as far as running the ball, because that's what's needed right now. You don't want Cooper Rush. You don't want that we live and die with Cooper Rush. It's not his game. It should be the offensive line and Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. That's where the game really should be. Yeah. Gary says that as a guy who told both of his ACLs, we would have sat him longer. We should have. I think it's, but the Cowboys have this rush on bringing people back, which brings up the dilemma now with Dak. Everybody saw Dak throwing the tennis ball and all that kind of stuff. They trying to rush him back, y'all. And you know Dak wants to come back. Y'all know that. So as soon as he can grip the football, it's obvious what's getting ready to happen. And he's coming back. Now, obviously, there will be he'll come back in quicker than what the diagnosis was. I believe he's coming back next week. I do. I don't think he's gonna sit out these 2 games. I think if he can, he'll be ready for the Washington game. They've already got him gripping a tennis ball, seem to be no problem. You already know Dak done went home. You know that. You know Dak done went home and tried to grip the ball. You know he have. You know he have. You know he been. I mean, come on now. This Dak Prescott. You know he already done tried. And soon, my only question would be, Gary, and maybe you can help me out with this, Gary. You know, it's easy to line up and shotgun with it and catch the ball from the center out of shotgun. But what happens when you have to get under center and you have to put your hands down there and receive the ball and it's steadily hitting your thumb like that? You know what I'm saying? That's my only question. How well? Yeah. You don't know kind of what's gonna happen on there. It is, it is what it is. So that's my only question about that. Because I know he's gonna come back early. I know he is. And that's gonna be scary. I'm interested to see the Kellen Moore learn anything from last week. That's really the only question I have. Can Ezekiel Elliott finally get 20 carries in the game? That's really my only question. I don't expect it, but I just want to see how he gonna call it. That's what I'm interested to see. I got these 49er fans. What House is saying? He said the Eagles will win the division. Jared has the cowgirl fans brainwash. Yeah, whatever. Was Eddie who joined in and said, "Yep, Hurts will hurt you too." Uh, you want Jalen Hurts to hurt you because I don't believe in him either. He kind of remind me of y'all quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. You're gonna win a lot of games. You're gonna win a few games. But sooner or later the game gonna have to fall into their hand where you can't depend on a running game. You can't depend on your defense. You got to win a few games where you get into kind of like a 2-minute drill and you got to make the plays. It's you throwing the ball every play. That's where the Eagles are going to end up hurting. When that happens, the Jalen Hurts, that's when you're going to find out. Right now, he camouflaged by the defense and a nice running game. So the game ain't fell into his hands yet. It's coming, though. And just like the 49ers, it happened at the right time, right there in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. When the running game had to be left behind, the game fell into the hands of Mr. Garoppolo. We all saw what happened. That's what I feel about Jalen Hurts. That's what I feel about Jalen Hurts. So we'll see the Eagles coming up. They'll be ready to play us. Dak will be back by then, but y'all know what I'm scared of. Henny, are you still here? Let me tell you what I don't like. See, when Dak comes back, Kellen Moore is gonna be the same. I mean, he's just gonna be even worse. Look, if Cooper rushed through the ball 31 times last week, what in the world you think Dak Prescott gonna do when he come back? And please don't say, "Oh, he just need to run the ball the same way he started out." That ain't gonna happen. Kellen Moore is gonna see Dak Prescott, and his eyes are gonna get big. Dak Prescott is gonna throw the ball 37, 38 times. Ziggy will be back to getting the ball 10 or 11 times a game. And you just be hoping that the talent level overrides everything. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't. I can't. I have no hope in Kellen Moore. None. None. And he keep giving me the evidence. Yeah. Yeah. If Cooper Rush threw the ball, see, this is what I'm talking about. Henry, you absolutely right. This is what I'm talking about. Exactly. You see what he said? He said, "Don't be surprised if Cooper Rush throw the ball 40 times this game." Exactly my point. I'm convinced, y'all. Can't nobody tell me. And if Ezekiel Elliott get the ball 20 times, pass or more than 20, and Pollard get it 10 to 12 to 16 times or whatever, y'all don't come to me talking about, I told you, Kellen Moore, no. That means just one time he got it right. That's all it's gonna mean. See, to be the truth of the matter is, if he had the same approach that he had last week, when Dak comes back, this offense will be even more dangerous. I mean, they really ain't dangerous right now. I'm saying they'll be even more efficient. Let me put it that way. Because Dak is better at the play action game. Y'all think Cooper Rush played well last week. You let Dak Prescott get that type of running game starting off, you going to see something. And it ain't going to be 300 yards. It's going to be somewhere between 240 to 250 yards. But Dak may have 3 to 4 touchdowns, though, because the play action game would be so crazy because the Cowboys were running the ball so well last week. I really believe they can do that part again. Now, there's a reason why they were running the ball so well. Hit me out again, Gary. I almost need to bring you in here, matter of fact. I almost need to just send you the invite and have you pop in here. But check it out, though. The reason why they were running so well is because of the personnel that they had in there. Now, after looking at the film, passing, not so great. But I've been trying to tell y'all since preseason. I don't care what nobody say. I love Farrakhan in the game. I love Farrakhan in the game. The left guard, who played left guard, last week. Tyler Smith played left tackle. Left guard was Farrakhan. Farrakhan is knocking people 2-3 yards off the ball. I don't know if y'all been watching it, but he is punishing people. Physical. And they're running behind him and Tyler Smith. That's because holes are there. They're open. Zach Martin drilling folks in the ground a couple times. Steele is a better run blocker who's playing solid. That's the reason why things are happening, is because the offensive line is pushing people back. I expect, I'm thinking that the same thing can happen this week. I believe we can run the ball against anybody once we decide to make it happen. I really believe that. This is what we got. This is what we got to have in order for us to win. Now, as Gary just said there, if Cooper Rush is throwing the ball 40 times, either one or two things done happen. Kellen Moore probably gave up on the running game, or he's getting a little bit too cute, trying to outsmart people, which is what Kellen Moore likes to do. He don't need to throw the ball that many times. I got a feeling it's going to happen, though, because you're hearing all the praise this week. Y'all heard it all. Cooper Rush did. You even had your owner. I know some of y'all want me to talk about that, but it ain't worth talking about because Jerry's just being Jerry. He just running his mouth. There's nowhere in the world you paying $40 million and have him sitting on the sideline. That's just talk. However, I will say this though. You would have never heard him say what he said this week while Romo was while Romo was the starting quarterback. So I took it as a bunch of marketing, but I also took it as just a little bit of disrespect as well. You just paid this man all this time. Now you talking about a career backup, man, and Cooper Rush. Now all of a sudden you talking about he need to learn from Cooper. And, what kind of controversy would it be if Cooper did this? And come on, man, just stop it. He had no choice but to leave Dak in because the Cowboys had ran off when Romo got hurt. I think Dak ran off about 10 or 11 straight games. There was nowhere in the world you were going to take him off the field. Cooper Rush got to do more, and Cooper Rush ain't going to play no more than probably this week and maybe next week. And after that, Dak will be back. So we ain't basing that off no 3 games. And some of y'all would say 4 games. Cause look where he did against Minnesota. Well, even if you add that in 4 games, we don't sit a $40 million quarterback on the bench because of 4 games. No way. So I don't put I didn't put no stock into what Jerry said. I just said it was slightly disrespectful to Dak. Because I know if Romo would have been in the starting quarterback, you never would have said that. Yeah. Gary says we only ran 5 play action passes week 1. Moore needs to lean on that more often. Yeah. When he run the ball, you can. And if Ezekiel Elliott is averaging 5 yards a carry and Pollard is averaging 4 yards a carry, you can do play action. But you got to commit to the running game. So basically, y'all, it's really nothing that changed. It's just that we won the game. Kellen Moore still did the same thing. It's just that the defense was dominant for pretty much the whole game, except the fourth quarter, and we won the football game. If we would have lost, most of all of us would have been crying. Ezekiel, I thought Jerry said that the offense run through Ezekiel Elliott. He only got the ball 15 times. Tony Pollard only got the ball X amount of times. We would have been saying that all this week. The difference is we just won. Kellen Moore didn't change. Ezekiel had 15 carries. 15. Cooper Rush had 31 passing attempts. Ain't nothing changed. It's just we won. So I'm thinking that that's I'm sorry. I just don't get it. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. I don't get it. He's a real problem for me. He really is. And he going to get out there Monday night and going to do the same thing. I can see it already. And Cooper Rush very well may play well. Cooper Rush may come out there and look, he's capable. He's done it. Cooper Rush may come out there, throw between 275 yards and 300. He very well could do that. He could throw over 300. Cooper Rush can do it. Well, we don't need to see him do it. We don't need that. Yeah. Coach Breedlove, I didn't catch what you said here. Coach Breedlove said, yet they say he distancing himself to be a head coach. I mean, he can go to be a head coach of where he should have took the job in the first place at Boise. He can do that. He can do that. They're saying that he's doing a great job because Cooper Rush came in and made the call. And see, the first thing is Coach McCarthy, who played the corporate line, got up there in this interview and said, "Hey, I really like the play calling and the distribution and all that kind of stuff." But no, nowhere in the world you can say you liked all that and your lead running back, who you said the game had to go into the hands to, and you look up in the box score and say you only had 15 carries for the whole game. So that's the first lie. You ain't coming to no game plan talking about Cooper Rush got to throw the ball 31 times. Let's stop it. See, nobody don't want to tell the truth because they don't want that controversy starting in Dallas. But I'm guaranteeing you that behind the closed doors, somebody got to be saying, maybe it might be Coach McCarthy saying, "Hey man, we got to run the ball here. We got to run the ball. All this Madden 23 happy pinball machine offense, bubble screens and nonstop slant routes and no man." The Cowboys right now, and even when Dak Prescott comes back, need to identify themselves as a physical run you over type offense. That's the only way we're gonna win this year. We can't shoot it out with nobody. We ain't that good. We're not. We're not that good. We can't get into no shootouts this year. We're not gonna score like that. I'll be shocked this year if the Cowboys score more than yeah, exactly. Coach Breedlove said now that with Gallup come back, he's just gonna even get more pass happy. I can see it happening. I can see that happening. I'd be surprised this year if the Cowboys score score 30 points in a game more than 4 times this year. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if the Cowboys score more than 30 points or 30 points 4 times this year. That's the way that we're gonna have to win football games. We got to play great defense. I'm just gonna go and say this now. I'm gonna say this now, y'all. As crazy as this may sound, the defense can't afford a bad day. For real. Think about it. Y'all see what the offense is like right now? The Cowboys defense cannot afford a bad day. Seriously. They can't have, and what I mean by a bad day, they can't allow a running back. They can't allow, get ran over like we did Tampa later on. That's because they couldn't. That's because they were tired. Okay, that's the reason why they look so bad against Tampa, because they were tired. Because the offense wasn't doing absolutely nothing. They couldn't sustain a drive. They couldn't get a first down. They were 3 and out so many times in the game. They looked better last week, but the defense cannot afford a bad game. They can't, because if we have a bad game defensively, we're not going to win. I'm convinced of that. That's how much we're leaning on the defense. The defense almost have to play lights out football for us to really have a chance to win. Joe, I don't know if the offense can wake up. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure, because we don't play the right way. See, the way that we need to wake up is we need to be running the ball minimum 30 times a game. Kind of what the Giants do now. They average 31 rushing attempts a game. That's what we need to be doing. We need really to be running the football. That's how we wake up. That's how we wake up. It ain't gonna be because of passing. You don't want to be passing. We don't have the firepower like we had last year. And because we don't, you don't want to be passing like crazy. I don't know what Gallup gonna look like. If he's back, then offensively from the receiver position, yeah, we're better. But Gallup wasn't. Truth be told, Gallup wasn't the threat, a real threat. He was a byproduct of having Amari Cooper all them years. Let's just be honest. He's not the man. He'll make things better offensively, because you at least have to respect him. I give you that. But it's gonna be worse for us, because Kellen Moore's gonna see Michael Gallup out there, and he gonna lose his mind. Y'all waited till Dak get back. And if Dak walk out there with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup out there, oh my God. Oh man, he gonna throw the ball 40 times. We'll be right back to square one, saying, hey man, good God, can Ezekiel Elliott get the ball more than 12 times a game? That's where we're gonna be at. I believe that. Gary says Rush had 5 turnover worthy plays and has one of the highest off-target throw percentages in the season. He needs to be limited passing the ball. Turnovers will derail us. See, I got my partner here. This is Henry the Moore, y'all. This is for those that watched myself with West Coast. This was his family here, the other guy that was on there. This is he got Gary Allen on here, but this is actually Henry the Moore. You'll find him on West Coast podcast, pretty much almost all of them actually. That's his guy, and I'm appreciative that Gary came in here on this thing. But I'm about to get him on my show as well because he's the stat guy, as you can see, and he knows his stuff. So we really, it's a simple game plan, but you got to be committed to it. Number one, then number two, you got to execute it. And Kellen Moore is neither one. He's not committed to running, and then he don't execute it. Now he'll execute getting you in the shotgun. Now he'll do that. Oh my God! Oh, he's one of the best in the game at that. He'll get you in the shotgun. That's what he like. But in order to beat the Giants this week, it's really gonna have to be to me now. Matter of fact, y'all help me out right here. You can go ahead and do it. Let's have a little. Well, it's not fun. Based off what you know, and some of y'all are excited about Gallup coming back. Okay. Whatever you think is gonna do it. Let's do this first. I need everybody that's here to participate in this. First of all, give me your final score or prediction on Monday night. Let's do that real quick. For those that are here, those that are on Podbean, give me your smoke you on here. Give me um your final score prediction. Whatever it is. Henny says 17-10. I'm assuming, Henny, that you saying Cowboys, right? Joe, come on, let me know. What's your prediction? Coach Breed Love, I see you. Joe says 24-21. Coach Breed Love says 24-10. Uh-huh. Anybody else? Come on, y'all help me out. Smoke, what you got on Podbean? What you got over there? Okay, he says final score 23-20. He said, I just hope Dallas wins. Okay. So y'all got us scoring 23 points. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Because the way that the Giants play and the way that the Cowboys, well, Cowboys don't play like that, but the way they should play, I really believe it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm more in line with, I'm going with 20-17 Cowboys. Shane is close. Me and Shane thinking the same thing. Shane says 21-17 Cowboys. All right, let's go with this then. Let's go with this. I need all y'all to just did it. Let's see how much confidence y'all have. Let's see if y'all think the way that I do. Saturday Night Smoke says Dallas D either gets a score or sets up an easy one. That's a good one. Or maybe special teams. That's a good observation, Smoke, because sooner or later Turpin is going to get somebody. He's getting real close lately. Turpin is going to get somebody sooner or later. That's one thing. And then with the defense. Before I go to the defense, everybody give me this prediction. How many carries? I see you, Karam. Karam says 20. Yeah, same thing. 2017. You got my score. Exactly. Oh, you said 20-10. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's obvious that everybody somewhat is believing in our defense, obviously. Let's go this route. How many carries will Ezekiel Elliott get? Let me see our predictions on that. Based off what you saw last week and the non-commitment to running the football. Don't put it in there, y'all. Gary, oh man, you look. Lee Harris said 29-10, the Cowboys. Oh my God. Gary says 18 carries. Coach Breedlove says 17. Joe Joe done went crazy. Joe done said he gonna get 21 carries. Shane, yeah. Shane been with me for a while. Shane understand. Shane said 12 carries for Zeke. Karam says 15 to 20. Interesting. I'm gonna go with close to Coach Breed love. I really don't know if it's gonna happen, but this is what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing, Coach. Coach Breedlove think he's gonna get it 17 times. I'm thinking the same thing. I don't think he'll get to 20. So which leads then this. I'm interested in this. Um, how many carries then do you think Tony Pollard will have? Because most of y'all got that. That's a lot of running. That's a lot of running for Zeke, other than Shane's. Karan says between 15 to 20 carries. Smoke, what you got over there? How many times you think Ezekiel gonna get the ball? Ezekiel Smoke said 15. Saturday Night Smoke said 15 for Zeke. That sounds close to it. All right. Gary says 5 for Pollard. Coach Breedlove says 10. So Henry Moore says, well, that's Gary Allen again. He says that Zeke is going to get the ball. Let me go back. 17. No. 18. And then he said that he said Apollo going to get it 5. That's not good. That's not good. That's 23 times. That's not good. Coach Breedlove said 18, 17, and Apollo will get it 10. That's 27 times. That still ain't good to me. Joe started out saying Zeke get it 21 times. Pollard get it 6. That's 27. So that's really one carry less than they had last week, and we still complaining about the lack of carries. Lee Harrison says 15 carries for who, Lee? 15 for Ezekiel Elliott? I'm assuming that's what you're saying. Give me what you think Pollard is going to have then. See, I get that Rush is good enough to Pollard gets 12. Oh, 15 for Pollard? No, that ain't going to happen. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. Pollard ain't. The only way Pollard would get that amount of carry unless Ezekiel Elliott is hurt. That's it. And it ain't no guarantee then. Gary says that's Moore's offense. We averaged 39 pass attempts last year, and run game was non-existent last part of the season. Exactly. So I guess what y'all saying is that y'all expect Kellen Moore to be Kellen Moore. That's really. Coach Breedlove says, in my opinion, how much does field position play and Moore's play calling? I think field position makes him predictable. Well, you know what my old statement has always been, Coach Breedlove, because you've been with me for a while. I've always said that from the 20 to the other team's 20, Moore is one of the best. He is. Is when we get into the red zone. I've also said, because you heard me say it, that even though he got the number one offense in the league, he is by far, to me, considering the weapons that he's had over the years, he is the worst red zone play caller in the league. The worst. I've never seen a guy that's first and goal from the 2-yard line up his shotgun 3 straight plays instead of just line up and get a ball to Ezekiel. I just never seen it before. I've never seen a guy want to pass nonstop to try to pad up Dak Prescott's stats instead of letting Ezekiel Elliott score about 16 to 17 touchdowns and right in front of the 2-yard line. I just don't get it. But that's how he does it. But to answer the question, Coach Breedlove, see, Moore, one of the things, and there's nothing wrong with what I'm about to say. Moore gets greedy sometimes. Sometimes as a play caller, you gotta, take a shot. And that's what short fields are all about. I get that part, but you got to understand this is complementary football. The reason why the Buccaneers look so good running the ball is because they was on the field the whole game. The defense was. Our defense was. You get tired. So you got to protect our defense by running the football as well. You got to give them some rest. That's why we got to start sustaining them. Coach Bree Love, when we behind the 20, we run 90% of the time. And as you say, when we're near a score, he throws 90% of the time. See, that's horrible. That's horrible. And considering the fact over the years who you've had in the offense, it just don't make any sense. You had Amari Cooper, you had Lamb, you had Cedric, you had Gallup, you had Ezekiel Elliott, you had Tony Pollard, you had an offensive line that can run all over people. Instead, you call pass plays, had them playing on the heels, backing up all the time instead of going forward. I just don't make any sense to me. So it basically based off what you guys, um, Shane said, because see, this is when you know you don't watch Cowboys a while, because this is a legitimate statement that you see Shane made. He said, Bishop, the question should be how many wide receiver screens will be called, the bubble screens that we always see. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, Leah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's Gallup's play. I've seen Gallup get that play so many times over the years where the ball just hiked and he throw it immediately out there and let Gallup try to do pass after the catch, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that tomorrow if Gallup plays. I mean Monday night if Gallup plays. So I'm gaining that everybody here sees the game somewhat kind of like the way I see it. And that bottom line, Kellen Moore just not going to do right. You better enjoy it because I'm telling y'all, when Dak come back, oh, he gonna get past happy. He gonna get past happy. I'm gonna say this to y'all. Gary, if you still here, I don't know if you looked at this detail or not, and maybe we need to go back and look at the game again one last time before tomorrow, last week's game. And I saw something interesting. If y'all remember last year, do y'all remember last year when the controversy was going on in the offense and it was brought out that Dak Prescott has complete power to change the plays. Y'all remember that? So although we blame Kellen Moore, Dak has a lot something to do with this as well. Because it's been a lot of run plays that he changed into passing plays. So it ain't really all on Kellen Moore. Dak has responsibility. But did you notice last week? Did anybody else notice this? That a lot of plays, Cooper Rush did not change a lot of plays last week. He pretty much took what was called, and then I remember him checking a few plays, but it wasn't nothing like that. Now I'm not saying it's bad either way. I'm just saying I noticed the difference. That don't mean that he played better than Dak. That don't mean that he's whatever else. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying he last week there were not a kills. I do remember him changing one or two plays. I do that. But Dak changed two plays per drive. You know, I mean, and kudos to that because a lot of the plays, it balances out. A whole lot of plays work that he called out. I'm just saying I'm noticing the difference. You can get into a rhythm as a play caller if you guys run the plays. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. See, the part that we have to understand is this: when it comes to 8-man boxes, Ezekiel has been seeing 8-man boxes since he was in high school. It is that I mean, come on. Ezekiel hadn't seen a clean, 7 front, 7 on 7 and probably since he was 17, 16 years old. He's been seeing stacked boxes. So changing out a stacked box play all the time, you ain't got to do that. Ziggy Elliott used to all that, man. He ain't never have a clean box at Ohio State. He never had that. He's never had it since he started in the league. He's never had it. So we ain't got to get scared when we see folks sneaking up and all that kind of stuff. Man, run the ball. What's up, Gary? What's up, bro? I mean, seriously now. Come on now. I mean, Zeke Elliott just ain't just started seeing the stack boxes now. He does. Come on now. Come on. So we can't keep using the excuse. Well, they stacked the box. We got to throw it out of them. We got to throw them out of it. No, you don't. Just get the ball to Zeke. If you got an offensive line that's still moving people, get a ball to Ezekiel Elliott. He's been seeing 8-man boxes his whole life. Y'all know Kellermore ain't gonna do that. He gonna line up as sure as my name is Doug Brooks. He gonna line up in that shotgun with Cooper Rush and Cooper Rush on Monday Night Football, and he very well may play well. I don't want to knock him, but I'm telling you, I believe Kellen Moore is gonna let Cooper Rush throw the ball between 35 and 40 times this Monday night. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I hope Cooper Rush have his career game. I hope he does. Because I believe he's going to get plenty of opportunity to try. I really do believe it. I do. I don't have no confidence in Kellen Moore. None. I know y'all and all you optimistic Cowboy fans, y'all remember I used to get criticized for saying all this. Now everybody see it. I'll close with this and I'll open the phone lines after this. I'll close with this. Exactly, because Smoke says Cowboys didn't even get into the red zone in week one. It was embarrassing. Well, Tampa has the number one defense in the league. They shutting everybody down. Tampa Bay is only allowing teams 6.5 points a game this year. 6.5. They're number one all over the board defensively. They got a smothering defense, so it's not a shock there. Let me close with Michael Parsons, y'all. I mean, what else can you say that hadn't already been said? This dude, it's like I said last year. This dude is different. Um, barring injury, barring any type of, lower extremity injury, this guy got something that only God can give. He's not normal. Nobody can be that big and that fast. He's fast like a wide receiver, y'all. I mean, no offensive tackle can deal with it. He gonna get you eventually. I don't care how big you are, you can't keep up with that speed. He's just, and then he's strong as a bull. I mean, that's double trouble. He's strong and he's super fast. I mean, he's barring injury. I've already called it. I called it last year. I'll call it again this year. I knew it was gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna happen last year like it did. But he'll be a first team All Pro for a few years to come. That's how good he is. And I'm going already on the limb now. If he don't get hurt, and I'm talking about a real serious injury, you're looking at a Hall of Fame football player. Michael Parsons. He's a Hall of Fame football player. You can't. I mean, he's different, and he's so good, y'all, that he's able to wreck a whole game by himself. That's how good he is. He can take over a game. He can take over a game. That from the defensive position, he can take over an entire football game. He gonna sack your quarterback, and you'll be 4th and 25 or 4th and 18. That's called field position. Not only sacking, he can strip the ball away. That's turnovers. On he should be receiving a double team, which is gonna open it up for other people. I mean, look, we haven't seen this type of dude. We haven't seen this type of dude probably since. That's the reason why I'm wearing this. This guy that I got on right here, because where DeMarcus Ware was the same way. DeMarcus Ware wasn't like this kid, but Ware was dominant. Ware was dominant, super dominant. We haven't had a guy like this since the early days of Ware. This dude is different, man. And once you have one of these type on your team, you're gonna do some things that most people don't think you can do, such as I believe the Cowboys are gonna lead the league in sacks this year. I said that at the beginning. It ain't because of Michael Parsons. It's just that we got so much firepower coming from a edge rush perspective. I've already said the Cowboys at the end of this season will be a top 5 defense this year. I've already said it. And right now, as we speak, they're 6th overall. Overall. They're 6 right now, overall. 6. It's only going to get better. Yeah. I believe they're going to pad the stats up this week. I expect turnovers this week because it's Daniel Jones. They're going to put Daniel Jones in some spots where he has to make the right decision. And Daniel Jones, I feel like he's going to make the wrong decision like he always does. I believe he's going to turn the ball over. I believe the defense is going to be dominant. Yeah. Gary said TJ Watt is probably the only guy that's a threat, keeping them from being first team All Pro. But since Watt is hurt, Parsons may end up first team All Pro. The only thing, Gary, is a little pushback to that is that both of them were first team All Pro last year, but you got to remember, Parsons was there from the linebacker position. You got a good point if he was strictly playing edge, which seemed like what he's doing since we got. Well, he's not doing that primarily, but on passing downs, he is playing edge because Barr is in there. And shout out to Anthony Barr too, who plays solid game. Look real good, getting better every week. That's the only thing about Parsons. This dude is just different. We haven't had this type of guy in a long time. That dominant. Dion was that dominant, but we hadn't had an interior lineman or a pass rusher like this probably since Ware was dominant, but Charles Haley was probably a little bit more scarier than DeMarcus Ware. So that's kind of what I'm going with. We ain't had a guy like this probably since Charles Haley. We haven't had a guy like this. And y'all remember how, well, some of y'all young. Y'all wouldn't even know. Charles Haley was just ridiculous. We got a guy like that right now. Those type of guys always gonna make plays. Those type of guys always gonna make some type of play. I expect the same thing Monday night. Lawrence Taylor's in the house on Monday night. He'll be there. Monday night, and he gonna put on a show for a guy who everybody compares him to. Michael Parsons is already aware that Lawrence Taylor will be in the house. He gonna put on a show. Joe was saying this because you've heard this a lot. That's how crazy, that's how dangerous he is. Joe is saying that Parsons is the second coming of Lawrence Taylor. I can't argue it. Now, I ain't seen nobody like LT. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna open up the lines in a minute. Just give me a second. Yeah, we haven't had Smoke. I'm with you. We haven't had a guy like this since Haley. Not like this. DeMarcus Ware was incredible, but he wasn't. DeMarcus Ware was incredible. Let me stop that. It ain't no buts. There's levels, and then there's another level. You know what I'm saying? DeMarcus Ware will be a Hall of Famer probably this year. So I mean, he's one of the best to ever do it. But this kid here, he's just what else you need to see? He's different. He really is. I don't give credit like that, and I really don't. But this kid is just. Shane said I'd rather compare Michael Parsons and Randy White. I don't think that's a good one, Shane, because Randy White played defensive tackle. Now Randy White was dominant, and he commanded a whole lot of double and triple teams as well. So I get that part. But Randy White wasn't nowhere near this type of athlete. This kid here is there ain't nobody. I think the comparison to me that he reminds me of Lawrence Taylor is Lawrence is just different. I mean, I don't I got to see a little bit more before I give him Lawrence Taylor, but he do remind me a lot of the late great Derek Thomas. That's who Parsons kind of remind me of. And we all know how well if you're old enough, you know how special Derek Thomas was. This dude is different, man. And when you have that type of dude on your team, he single-handedly can some games he can really be that much of a difference maker and will push your team to a victory. That's all I'm gonna close with. All right. Phone line is open now. Podbean and the number that you're seeing on your screen. You can get in. Let me see. I just missed it. Somebody called in on Podbean. Calling in so I can see that real quick. Phone line is open. Oh, okay, it's Coach. Coach is in the building. I got you. And here comes. Here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Marv is in the building.
What's going on, Big Show? How you doing, man?
Trying to do the best I can out here. What's going
Yeah,
on?
man. Parsons is special. Athletically as a linebacker. I'm finna give you a name that didn't have a lot of acclaim because we just talking about on the field athleticism. Hollywood Henderson was that same type of athlete.
Yeah, I was a little boy then. I remember a few things, but I think I was about
Yeah, you talking
5,
about
6 years
guys? Yeah,
old. But
you
he
talking
was
about
cold.
guys with a linebacker that was about that size that return a kick for 100 yards in the
Yes, sir.
NFL. He
Yes,
could
sir.
fly, but athletically and strength, man, he was good. But the reason why you got to understand that with Parsons, his greatness and his ability to dominate games and be a very dominant player is always going to be uh, tied around being around great defensive players. Because all the guys you name had great defensive players around them. So you can shine even more because of the fact that it was just not one one person. Lawrence Taylor flourished because he was a great player, but he was surrounded by a lot of great guys.
Yeah, Carson,
So
all those guys. Harry Carson.
Carson's,
Yeah,
Banks,
yeah.
it was a lot of guys around, and he had some good defensive linemen at that time too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if we want to talk about anything that Jerry said, he did say that during the draft time he wanted complementary guys to build on the defense to make Parsons even better. Which we got some young players. We got a collection of young players, and I think we just have to continue to improve. Anthony Barr played a very good game.
Great
Um,
game.
a lot
Solid.
of titles. Yeah. And just watch him how he played the linebacker position and attack holes. He forced in he only made tackles, but he forced running backs to run outside the additional hole that helped other guys run back into tackles, the guys that were blocked. What your linebackers you want them to do is to fill the hole to make the running back to chop his feet and run back out the hole into players that were blocked, and you run back into them. So now, that's how you work together. You may have a defensive lineman might be blocked, but if the guy feels the hole, then he try to bounce back out and actually runs right back into the defensive lineman that was blocked.
Yeah.
So that's how you rally and you stop, and we're gonna have to do that very well coming this coming week. Um, uh, on the I did a telecast during the game, the last game, and I had my measurables up there with being boss Cowboy, and we the Cowboys last game hit a lot of those measurables, and just to give you a few of them, we kept them to maybe a little bit over 89 yards rushing last week, but I had 85 yards or less. Uh, we didn't. One of my measurables was not to give any plays over at least two or less plays over 15 yards. We gave no plays over 15 yards. The tackling was superb. We held the penalties down. We had some penalties, and we held them under 21 points. So they hit the measurables. The same thing with the offense. I said we need to rush for a little bit over 100, between 110 to 120 yards. I think we hit that measurable. We would have hit that. I think they took that one was a pass. They said, but I consider that a run, but they consider that a pass with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard did have over about 12 or 13 touches, and I wanted him to have 15 to 17. We did throw the ball deep a couple of times. I wanted them to throw more, maybe 3 deep passes. So, and we had one pre-snap penalty. So the measurables for the Cowboys to be successful, not just for that game, those are the measurables for every game for them to be successful with Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott, or anybody at quarterback. Our defense is going to be great big time
Yes, sir.
if our offense gets to the point where we can control time possession. That's going to put our defense in epic proportion.
Yep.
If our defense has to play 70 plays like they did last week and play 32 minutes, we're not going to be a top 5 defense.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that. That's not nothing to do with the players. Anytime a defense is on the field that long,
You're going to get tired.
you're
Bottom
going to
line.
start breaking down. You're going to start having injuries. 70 plays is too many plays for our defense to play.
Yeah.
If our defense plays between 55 to 60 plays or 50 to 60 plays, we talking about epic proportions. We talking about great numbers for defense. We talking about a lot of disruption for our defense. So it's important for our offense to have sustained some drives throughout the game, if they're not even scoring drives, but sustain some drives so our defense can be fresher and more devastating so we can get turnovers and we can get short fields. But as you said about Kellen Moore, Um, it's just like, and something I don't, I
You
I,
run out of words, Coach. Ain't nothing else to say. You know
yeah,
me.
but I sometimes, and I go back to this again, Cowboy Nation, we have gotten so wrapped around that we want to be exciting. Um,
Not this year.
and we have gotten to the point where why it's taking so long to come around somewhat on Kellen Moore is because the overall outlook of the Cowboy Nation is we should throw the ball 40, 50 times. But nobody can dispute 52-14 since 2018,
Yeah.
9-0 last year, and how dominant a football team that we are when we run the ball. And when we run the ball, we have 30 carries.
Yeah.
And every team that we play, every defense, I just want the Cowboy Nation to know this. Every defensive team that we play knows those stats.
Mm-hmm.
And their first job is to
Take it away.
deter us or to try to deter us, even though they can't stop us, but deter us so we don't be committed. Because if they feel that we have any type of uh, failure in the run game early,
Yeah.
that we will get to a point, and they will give up some passes
Yeah.
because they feel like that's fool's gold. It's almost like Big Show, and I always equate analogies to sports. It's almost like a basketball team, and you give a guy a shot that can't really shoot threes, and he hit two of them. Now everybody else say, "Well, keep feeding that guy." Well, there was a reason why he was open, and when you defend him, you're like, okay, I hope he continue to shoot him because the law of averages says he's not going to hit as many.
Yeah.
And what happens is you keep feeding him because he hit a couple of threes, and then he go boing, 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 and then we say, "Oh, we wanted you to keep giving it to him," and that's where we with the passing game. We
Yeah.
may get a couple of passes.
Yeah.
They say, "Well, they're gonna say what Cooper Rush is." Okay, continue to do him and leave Zeke and Pollard alone because
Yeah.
we know what they consistently do. Because
Yeah.
eventually we're going to turn Cooper Rush over.
Yeah. You ain't got
So
no choice.
that's what I don't want us to get caught up in or saying, oh, he had a great game.
Yeah.
Think about his stats here when we try to this glorify Cooper Rush. This victory that we had last week was a total team victory. Cooper Rush threw for 255 yards. 45 of those yards came on that play that we consider a run, but since he tossed it out to Tony Pollard, they call it a pass.
Yeah.
So he actually went, if you take that one pass away, he threw 30 passes. He only completed 18 for 30 for a little over 200 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he didn't blaze the
No.
game up,
Mm-mm.
but the running game and the physical play allowed him, as well as I wanted the Dak, for him to throw touchdowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not just his completions meant big plays, not trying to control the game.
Exactly.
And that's what I say when people don't understand, and I hope people start to understand. You control the game with the running game. You
Yeah.
score points in the passing game.
Yep.
And
Love it.
that's what you want to do. You want to control the flow. And then when you do pass, you want to be able to hurt people. It's almost like boxing. I control you and break you down with the body blows, but I hit you with the knockout punches to end you.
Yeah.
But then I go right back. If I don't, I wobble you and things get back steady, I go back to breaking you down.
Into the
And then
game.
that's where you control a football game. And hopefully this young man is learning that. And and hopefully the planets are lining up where they're forcing him to do it that way.
Yeah.
But is he smart enough to understand that that's how you do it? I'm questioning how smart he is as a coordinator and putting plays together, because there are things that they're not doing that I just don't understand how a genius can miss those things.
Sometimes you can try to outsmart yourself when it's not even necessary.
Yeah,
Um,
and you know
that's what
that's how sometimes you try to get too fast. But let me just give you a couple of players that have done well, that people that maybe the film maybe where you don't see on the highlights, and sometimes we don't know how well they're doing a good job. But if you watch film and you really watch it and know what you're looking at, you can say they're doing well. I tight end Ferguson,
yeah,
no catches, but has been a very, very, very good blocker.
yeah,
Very instinctive, very powerful, always in the right position. Cutoff blocks are excellent. Sealing the edge is excellent. Don't know why he hadn't been involved in the passing game in these 2 weeks.
yes, you do. Kellen Moore, go ahead.
Right. Kellen Moore, uh, Terrence Steele, outstanding. Very nasty, very physical player. Forniak again
That's
has been good. There is a question where they're talking about the line. Well, I'm in the feeling of this. Guard is very important in the offense. Well, the pundits have made the tackle position saying, well, man, you got to have these tackles. But if you are weak at guard, your offense can get destroyed, and it doesn't even your tackles could be good, right?
yeah.
I'm at the point of saying this: if Jason Peters' film from 21, which I have looked at, was not bad at all,
Mm-hmm,
to maximize this offensive line, right?
mm-hmm.
If Jason Peters can play like the 21 film that I saw, your offensive line is even a better offensive line for this particular at this point with Jason Peters at left tackle and Tyler Smith at left guard.
Uh huh.
All right,
Uh
because
huh.
you're really gonna maul people. You're really gonna be able to run right or left when you get, and you're gonna put fear in people, right?
If
I
Kellen Moore,
understand what the people are talking about. Well, let Tyler Smith cut his teeth and go through his growing pains so he can be our venture left tackle. Well,
mm-hmm.
he's got a lot of work there. That building him to be a left tackle is a off-season, preseason type thing, right? Because
Yeah,
he's such a good player. He's not no developmental guy. He just trying to get his rhythm. You can develop that. And if it doesn't work that way, you always can put it back to left tackle.
yeah.
But to maximize the potential of the offensive line, you have to understand that if Peters plays at 21 and he's maybe a Hall of Famer,
Mm-hmm.
even though Farrion is doing good, Peters will be a better person. He's better than Farrion. And he's not playing the same position, but we know Tyler Smith is better than Farrion, right?
Yeah, no question.
So to maximize your offensive line to its greatest potential,
You got to
it
put him
would
in.
be an awesome line with Peters, Smith, uh, Biotish, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele.
I
You will
agree.
maul people for real then with
You
no
might,
problem. I'm not saying Squirty I didn't do bad.
Coach. I'm sorry. You might maul people. Cause see, along Kellen Moore calling plays, I don't know if you're gonna maul them or not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So,
You
but
don't
you
run.
have to maximize it. You'll
Yeah,
be that'll be and again, if we don't use them to maul people, we'll be using the line and in the wrong way.
yeah,
I hope Jerry. One of the things he said this past week, I hope he means this when he said that he think that Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott should be used even 20% more, both of them.
he might.
Well, 20% more, if I look at what 20% more is and I do the numbers, right, based off how many carries they had in week 2 and you say 20% more, you're talking about the 30 carry mark.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I know.
we,
See,
we
so
almost got them.
we know that he knows that because
really.
that's why he used that number 20%.
Uh-huh. Oh, of course.
So
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where we want to be, man. But we got to grind out. Stopping the run this week is very paramount. If we allow the Giants to run the ball, which they're going to try to be very.
We're going to play the same game that we should be playing. Run the ball and play defense. That's bottom
Oh yeah,
line.
well, and you know something, Big Show. I don't know if people watched the Green Bay game, the Monday night game or Sunday night game last week. And I know people don't want to talk about Green Bay, but let me tell you just right quick what about Green Bay. Green Bay has a bunch of rookie receivers, and now they even one of their veteran guys done got put on IR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their first game, they had a hard time stopping the pass rush, and their receivers was bad, and they didn't run the ball as much as they should have, and they got embarrassed the first week. They gave us the blueprint of how to win. They went in the Chicago game and they just ran the ball down Chicago's throat, and they let Aaron Rodgers. He complete out of his 19 passes he completed. He only threw the ball 25 times. Jones had 18 carries. Dillard had 15. They threw 25 passes. He completed 19 of 25 for 255 yards and 3 touchdowns. And 87% of the passes he completed were play action.
Yeah.
They gave, and because their defense, Green Bay defense, is one of the top 5 from last year, right?
Yeah.
So they said that their defense is good. We're going to run the ball, control the clock. We're going to force it down people's throat, and we're going to make the game so much easier for Aaron Rodgers to look good, and people going to clap and say Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thing since sliced bread. We only going to give him 25 passes. He's going to throw it to 3 different receivers, which was his veteran receivers, to his rookies get up, get going, and they control the game, and they cruise to a 20-point victory.
Yeah.
That's the same with a great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
If we did that with Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott, we would be saying the exact same thing about them. We will make the game so much easier for them, and we will cruise. Our defense will dominate. We will have big victories, and we won't be biting our nails at the fourth quarter because in the middle of the fourth quarter, they'll be sitting on the sideline drinking Kool-Aid.
I love it. I appreciate you, Coach. Thank
Have
you
a
so
good
much.
one, Big Show.
Thank you so much, man. That was the one and only, y'all. That was the great Coach Marv, who we always enjoy right here on the show. No doubt about it. Oh, Coach Saturday Night Smoke, go ahead and call in, man. Smoke, you got it. He said I was going to call in, but I can't follow Coach Marv. I'm not an Eagles fan, I'm a Cowboys fan who lives in Philly. I grew up in Dallas. You can call in, Smoke. You safe in on this show. You go ahead and call in now. The phone line is open. For those who want to call, y'all see the number there, 901-654-6853. We got just a little bit more time left before I shut it down for the evening. I'm getting ready to go watch my nephew play. Again, he plays for Vanderbilt. Devin Body Jr. He's a senior wide receiver. He's number 6. Just in case y'all remember that. They're getting ready to play Alabama in Alabama, and I already know what y'all think. Man, Alabama gonna kill them. Well, hey, I'm just having my nephew playing, so hey, I don't know. I was always taught you got to kick the ball off. So, hey, I wouldn't be a betting man and put Vanderbilt to beat Alabama, but hey, I'm just having my nephew is playing there, so I'm looking forward to it. Just see him on the big stage tonight, because mostly everybody be watching. Spoony Dog, how many snaps do you think 13 will get? That's a really good question. I talked about that earlier, Spoony. he's gonna be on a pitch count without a doubt. Michael Gallup, that's who he's talking about. For those that don't know, I think that Gallup will get somewhere between, I'll say between 15 to 20, maybe. I think that's would be the 15 may be too many. You see, me personally, I think they're rushing him back. Me. I don't care what the way, don't care how well he's doing. I mean, this is he's coming back real soon. That's and I understand technology and the way guys get over ACLs is nowhere near when I tore mine in 1990. It took me a whole year to get, back. Just about, well, no, I came back in about 8-9 months myself. But it wasn't 100% right. I was about 90. But I was released by the doctor, so I get it. But I wasn't myself until the following year. So we'll just have to see. I think they'll be very smart about Gallup if he plays tomorrow. If he plays, I don't think he's gonna get a lot of snaps. And to be honest with you, I don't want Kellen Moore's eyes to light up because he got Lamb and Gallup on the field at the same time. Just let's wait a few weeks before we get there. Cause see, he looking for an excuse to throw the football 50 times a game in the first place. So you see Gallup out there, that's what's going to end up happening. Like I said, when Dak comes back, it's going to be shotgun city. That's all you're going to see. We're going to forget about Pollard and Elliott again. It's going to be the same thing. Because, I mean, to be honest with you, the only difference between last week and this week is that we won the game. But at the end of the day, Ezekiel Elliott only had 15 carries. I keep saying it. He only had 15 carries total last week. He had 12 in the first half and only 3 in the second half. And we were ahead. And Ezekiel Elliott got the ball 3 times in the second half. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So this is the same guy that we got to depend on, Kellen Moore. You just hope that Turpin, Turpin, I got a feeling this might be the game. I got a feeling. You hope you get some points some type of way from special team. Don't necessarily have to be Turpin, block punt, anything. Fumble on there when they receiving the kickoff return or fumble on a punt return. We need a little something from somebody else. I believe the defense is gonna play well. Somebody's gonna make a big time play this week for us. And I ain't talking about offense either. Defense or special teams, somebody's gonna make a big play for us this week. I can feel it. I believe we're gonna get turnovers. I believe this is gonna be the week. So I'm expecting the Cowboys to pull it out. Despite Kellen Moore, despite Cooper Rush throwing the ball 30 plus times again this week, despite Ezekiel Elliott not getting 20 plus carries, despite Pollard not getting enough touches, I still think the Cowboys gonna pull it off because we got that good of a defense that I think that's gonna be a problem this game. I can see it happening. So that's my prediction. I say 20-17, Dallas. 20-17. Grind out football game the way it should be. Old NFC East battles. I can see it coming. That's just my prediction. Then we move on to Washington after that. I'm expecting the Cowboys to win this week. I expect that. I think the defense is going to light it up for real this week. I got a feeling. All right, that's going to be it for me today. I'm getting ready to go watch my nephew, even though it's at 6 o'clock, I think, 6:30. Whatever games y'all watching later on, kind of put my nephew on there. Y'all might see him. Devin Body Jr. is his name, number 6 for the Vanderbilt Commodores. He will be on the field tonight. I hope he scored a touchdown against Alabama tonight. It would be great. My family will celebrate. I think my dad is coming over to watch his grandson play college football tonight. That's going to be just a privilege. Tonight he will be there. Devin Body Jr. from Vanderbilt. They'll be playing Alabama tonight. Don't tell me nothing about Alabama. Alabama gonna win by 30 or 40. I don't, whatever. My nephew out there. That's just something for our family to be at hype over. Devin Body Jr., number 6 for Vanderbilt, will be out there tonight. I see West Coast has entered the building. What's up, West Coast? I see you popping here. I'm done for the night. My prediction, Cowboys 20. The New York Giants 17. Cowboys said, Spooney, this is what we don't want. Spooney says he believes that Kellen will go 8, throwing the ball, treat play city. I'm dreaded. I hope coach can keep him reeled in, but one of those wide receivers will make a big play with a pass. It's over for the run. You watch the Cowboys long enough, Spooney. I think most of us have the same opinion about Kellen Moore. He just will not do right. It's not going to happen, no matter how much we keep calling for it or whatever. I'm going to say it one more time, and I'll be done. Last week, Cooper rushed through the ball 31 times. Ezekiel Elliott carried it 15 times. You can't make this up, man. This is a bag of quarterback. Y'all, I mean, it's nothing else to say. Ezekiel Elliott carried the ball 12 times in the first half last week. And he only had 15 carries for the game, which means he got the ball 3 times in the second half. That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Hopefully he learned last. Maybe Ezekiel can get 5 carries in the second half this week. I understand you got to crawl before you walk. I get it. Man, if he carried 3 times last week, maybe we can ask for him to get it 5 to 6 more times in the second half. Maybe that will do it. Maybe and that'll get him 20. Finally, 20 over 20 carries in a game, which he hasn't done in so long. It is what it is. Hopefully, we can get that going. And hey, if we do that, I believe that score may be even crazier. We might win, as somebody said up in here before, 20-10. It might be that way if we run the ball 30 plus times a game. I mean, yeah. It would be a dominant performance. My defense is just ridiculous. I can see that. How many is there? So here's the last prediction, and I'm done after this, I promise you. I'm looking for the defense this week to have at least 2 turnovers. I don't think that Daniel Jones going to do that 5-7 step drop. He doing the ball going to come out quick. I get that. But I'm expecting Daniel Jones to throw it to the wrong person. I'm expecting 2 turnovers this week. Because Daniel Jones will give you the ball. I'm expecting him to do Daniel Jones type things. That's what I'm expecting him. I'm expecting him to do that. All right, I'm done. Thank y'all for hanging with me. You see all the ways you can support the podcast, as I said before. If you're on Podbean, you have their reward bag. Appreciate you, Saturday Night Smoke. Appreciate you. Again, if you guys, if y'all not, I don't know who the other games are, but Vanderbilt plays Alabama. My nephew, my sister's son, it will be out there tonight. Number 6, Devin Body Jr. Hopefully he gets some catches in the game, and who knows, he might even score tonight. It'll be raw. Joe said I'm expecting Parsons to get a strip sack for a TD. Sponey says special team score. Yeah, I got a feeling about Turpin this week. I do. I got a feeling about Turpin this week. I got a feeling he's gonna get one eventually. I got a feeling about Turpin this week. If he don't, I believe he's gonna make an impact on this game. And don't necessarily have to be the score. I just believe he's gonna I believe he's gonna make some runs from special team. I believe he's gonna get his hands on the ball with a chance to do something. And I believe he's gonna do something with it this week. I feel like that. All right, appreciate y'all. As y'all know, as we leave, you guys subscribe to that the Big Time Show YouTube page if you don't mind. You see the Cash App there. If you want to do that way, that's cool. There's my Twitter handle, as you can see. You also have the Big Time Show YouTube, as is Twitch. And if you want to subscribe to a monthly donation, there it is, the Big Time Show 3.supercast.com. Just make that decision and you will be good. Appreciate you, Spoony Dog. Appreciate you, everybody that hung with your boy for a minute. As you know, this is how we leave the building. Y'all know how we leave the building, y'all. We leave clapping our hands. Get those clap emojis up right now. Smoke, I don't know if you know how to do that, but get that. Well, there you go. You already know. I see it there. Get them clap emojis going. We leave out of here grooving, y'all. All right. I appreciate y'all. I will be with you guys. I'm not coming Monday night because the game gonna be on. I will be watching. If somebody wanna have me on, I think Boss had me on asked me last time, but I had family coming over. He might wanted me to be on his watch party. I might be a part of somebody's watch party this week, so I ain't gonna do my own. No. If somebody want me, I'll be available for a watch party this week. And we'll see what's going on. But Monday night, obviously, I will not be with you guys because the game come on. All right, so I might show up on Tuesday of next week so we can talk about the game that happened on Monday night. All right, I appreciate y'all. Clap emojis are going. There ain't nothing else to do but to get out of here. Thanks again for watching. This is the one and only. Yeah, the Big Time Show. Appreciate you, Smoke. Appreciate your Smoke. Thanks for hanging with me, brother. Let's go, Cowboys. Coming to the Big Apple to take a bite out of it. Woo! Yeah. Thank you, Smoke, for hanging with me, man. We'll see you probably on Tuesday. We're going to talk about whatever happened. Big Time Show. Yeah.